This is a presentation of assignment ECO120, inflation and unemployment. The purpose of this assignment is to clarify the inflation and unemployment in the country that we chose, that is Sudan. We will discuss the background of Sudan, the population, national debt and national income. Let's jump to the concept of inflation. Inflation is a persistent and sustained increase in the aggregate or average price level of goods and services. Now let's go to the concept of unemployment. Unemployment happen when the people who are in the working age group, they are able to and willing to work but cannot find suitable job. Let's move on to the background of the country that we chose, that is Sudan. Sudan is a country in northeastern Africa. The population of Sudan in 2023 is 48,109,006 people. Sudan national income is, the GDP in Sudan is $525.73.
For the main sector contributors in Sudan economy are from agriculture and oil sector. So for the firstly, Sudan has a large potential in agriculture sector. They are exporting gum arabic, cotton, and peanuts and many more. Also, 95% of Sudan export is from agriculture sector. The second is oil sector is begun in the 1970s and Sudan has exported it to a country such as China, Japan, Korea, and many more. Also, this is a high potential for Sudan economic growth in oil sector. For national debt, Sudan has international debt that came from multilateral and bilateral. Multilateral is from IMF and World Bank, while bilateral is from a rich country organization that has authority approval. The accumulated national debts from bilateral and multilateral in 2006 is 28,197 million.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you an overview problem from Sudan's country. Just recently, a serious economic crisis facing the Sudanese economy. Two closely related economic concepts are unemployment and inflation continue to be a major concern. Sudan's inflation has reached one of the highest rates in the world, and experts warn that unless its deficit budget and money supply, the nation might descend into hyperinflation. Next, Sudan has a very high jobless rate because due to the depressing atmosphere and hyperinflation. The nation's efforts to combat poverty and hunger are hampered by unemployment, which is a serious concern.
Next is monetary policy and fiscal policy. Furthermore, we use monetary policy and fiscal policy to settle this problem. For example, when inflation happened in Sudan, the administration must figure out how to lessen the nation's dependency on oil exports. Reducing rules, offering tax benefits, and upholding anti-corruption laws could help achieve this, which is they need to increase their tax. For monetary policy on open market operations, the central bank can raise interest rates to curb inflation and stabilize prices. Moreover, to reduce the aggregate and high inflation rate, Central Bank of Sudan raising its own lending rate, the firms reduce their borrowing and spendings.
Now, I would like to talk about the impact of coronavirus to Sudan inflation and unemployment. Prior to the epidemic, the nation was already dealing with severe economic issues such high unemployment and inflation. These problems have been made worse by the COVID-19 epidemic, which caused the rate of unemployment rise by 3 percentage points. Furthermore, The pandemic has caused a major increase in the price of basic commodities such as milk and bread. The COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in a 46% decrease in the country's revenue due to disruptions in the labor market and export and import activities. Next, the impact of government stimulus package on national debt. The World Bank and the IMF have approved Sudan's eligibility for debt reduction through the highly indebted poor countries project. To restore debt sustainability and regain access to foreign financing, Sudan must implement the necessary reforms, choose wise economic policies, and build a strong policy execution track record.
In conclusion, inflation and unemployment needs a solution because we can see Sudan face a high inflation due to the debt crisis, COVID-19 pandemic, poor technology and employment. So, monetary and fiscal policy play its role to overcome this issue. Lastly, from this paperwork, we can understand how economic work and know about Sudan. Thank you.